Zuckerberg is creating a metaverse. It's a digital world that gives a sense of an actual physical presence in a virtual space. Users will be able to grasp the world through touch. A thin roboticized skin suit is already developed, which will create an effect of a physical interaction with virtual reality and allow one to see and touch objects. People will be capable of moving and interacting regardless of physical distance. Students will be capable of teleporting to other countries, historical times, right with the power of thought, and so on. He is looking to create a world which will host 1 billion people. He's already in pursuit of this thought. Would you like to live in a world like that?
No. I aspire to a different universe, one that is spiritual, where people will be capable of moving, not because they will have a special sensitive skin suit in which they connect themselves to numerous machines that will render reality for them, where they will imagine while lying down or sitting that they fly.
Yes.
What for? First, we need to set the criteria. What does happiness mean? What is the purpose of life? What should one accomplish?
And based on that criteria, we will then build the universe, correct?
Of course. Do we want to give Zuckerberg an opportunity to make another $100 billion?
Won't the person feel better in his universe? We already see what kind of world is around us.
Of course, he will feel better. Look, I will sit a person down before a screen. I will grant him the ability to watch whatever the hell is possible at all, anything, whatever he wants, and he will then completely exist within the bounds of that reality. He will never want to leave it.
That's right.
He will continue to remain within that space more and more and more.
Is that good or bad?
What's the point?
The point?
Is it to have a good time?
Probably yes, to feel good, just to get out of this world.
This is wonderful, meaning the most important thing is to feel good. So when I need a pill that I can put under my tongue where it will slowly dissolve, let's say throughout a day, and I will then feel good. How is that not a drug?
So now you condensed it to a very simple thing. It's basically a drug, correct?
What else is it?
An escape from this world. Is that a drug?
Yes, from which I will create all sorts of illusions on screens, around myself, in a room where I'm stationed. Here you have dinosaurs prancing about, and there you see a superhero slaying some villain. What's next?
And when you're talking about the reality that you want to create, the spiritual reality, what do you mean by that?
There I rise up to the level of the upper force of nature, the level of the creator. It's completely different there.
So you're giving everyone a chance to get to that level? Is that a spiritual reality?
Yes.
So if a person begins to build something out of this thought, then we consider it a good thought?
Of course, it's not just a thought. It raises one up and brings one to a new reality.
A person?
Yes.
Can we build a kind of virtual world that depicts such ideas of yours?
It doesn't have to be built. You have to build it within yourself. You can't create it through physical, mechanical, technical, or digital means.
So it depends on the person. What does one have to do in order to begin building the reality that you're describing, the spiritual one?
Don't rely on anyone. Turn off your computer. Don't bother with any of these imaginary realities. Focus on your personal entry in your own skin without having to change it. Focus on gaining a foothold into this true reality. That's all.
What does the person have to determine within himself? What is it that holds him back from entering this space?
Lack of inner desire.
He has to acquire that desire?
Yes.
And why isn't it there?
That's the question for the creator.
So he has to ask the creator?
If he needs any of it.
And if he doesn't need it, then no.
No, he has his own desires, all that he used to engage in through his computer.
So you won't be able to force someone to enter the spiritual world.
Never have I ever approached anyone like that.
Will Zuckerberg be able to get people to enter his reality, meaning lure them into it?
He will manipulate, so there will be many questions for him to answer.
but not you.
There can't be too many questions for me. I don't manipulate anyone.
You claim it depends on you, depends on the person, correct?
Yes, if one wants it, yes. If not, never mind.
Is that the right attitude to it?
Yes.
Without forcing anyone, as simple as that.
Depends on the person alone.
Very well then, we hope that man will ultimately choose the spiritual reality.
But not right away.
You nevertheless call it a spiritual reality. That's interesting. Spiritual reality. That's how you refer to it.
Spiritual reality, of course.
Meaning that it's a reality, yes?
Absolutely. It is precisely what actually exists. And our world that we perceive, all the people, none of it is real. Our reality is such as reflected through our artificial ego. Because of that, it will fade away.